Lone Wolf Media in South Portland has been making documentary films and TV series since the 1990s, and in recent years it has developed a niche in true crime. Its latest project, conducted with ABC News Studios, is a series called The Lesson in Murder.
The series focuses on Brianna Fox, a former FBI agent who specialized in developing profiles of serial killers and who is now a college professor teaching her skills to the next generation of criminologists. The Lesson is Murder takes viewers into some dark mental terrain, the minds of murderers, one of them a serial killer.
The highest prevalences of psychopaths you could probably ever see would be walking through the halls of death row. But typically, we're not able to make assessments about whether or not somebody's a psychopath if we've never interviewed them.
In each episode, Brianna Fox and her criminology students are trying to answer a crucial question. Why did this killer kill? How difficult is it to come up with an answer to that straightforward question?
Extremely difficult. Sometimes the person who you're interviewing doesn't want to tell you why they did it. Sometimes they don't even know. And actually, in many cases, that's the reason that they don't say it, because they don't know it themselves. They're not very self-aware. So part of my job, too, is trying to understand from their background, context, things about their life, what are they not even aware about themselves that could have motivated them to commit these crimes?
Where do you begin when you're trying to get into someone's mind, and it's not a normal mind, not a healthy mind, obviously a very twisted person? Where do you begin?
The first thing I always do is try to build rapport and have them understand, I'm here to understand them. Okay, we're good to go.
So that's time, huh?
So we have 1 hour on the mark. But I'm gonna ask you questions, obviously I wanna hear, your side. I'm not here to convict them, or most of them have already been convicted. And even if I'm there and they haven't been convicted, I really try to say, I'm here to understand you. And ironically, a lot of them want to be understood. So, to start, can you tell me about your childhood? I didn't really get to learn very much about it. They feel like no one's ever listened, no one's ever asked, about them or asked why. And even though that sounds very empathic for people that have, commit serial murder, we're not going to be able to get the answers we want unless we, essentially act that way. We want to understand you.
How much confidence can you have in some of the conclusions that you reach, given just how difficult it is to ever know what is going on inside someone's head?
Absolutely. I mean, when we were first, trying to put a man on the moon, it was there was a concrete answer, right? There's a way to get from Earth to the moon. When you're trying to understand human behavior, there is no pathway there. There is no concrete answer. So we're dealing with things that are extremely murky, and we're trying to get there with no roadmap. So one of the things about what I do is trying to find out, what roadmaps work for different personality types. And in the series, you'll see we have 3 very different personalities. And the way that I approach each of them is very different.
You, as you mentioned, were a special agent in the FBI who specialized in profiling serial killers. You're now a professor teaching criminology and teaching your skills to students. Why did you want to participate in this series? What was it that appealed to you?
So as a criminology professor and as a former FBI agent, I would have people ask me constantly, have you seen this TV show or that one? And do you know, is that true? And all the time I'm thinking, no, that's not the way that it actually happens. And so this was one chance when I was asked if I wanted to partake in this. I thought, here's a chance to actually show the way it really happens and the way it's really done and how we train our students to do this and how people can learn how to do this. He was using his children to protect himself. Is he going to be talking to me, or is this a little game?
Is he trying to play us?
For someone to do that to someone, there's just no words to describe that.
It's insane.
So I thought, what a great opportunity for people to actually see the real story behind how these types of things are taken on.
Here's a question I have for you. It's not about one person. It's about millions of people. It's about the millions of Americans who love true crime television documentaries. Why? What is the fascination?
I think in the end, their fascination is really close to the same as mine. It's trying to understand, it's like the most ultimate whodunit. but it's not about who did it, it's a why, and trying to understand that, really outer bounds of humanity. But at the same time, if we understand, we can reformulate that into how can we spot this sooner and maybe prevent it from happening.
I think she's absolutely put her finger on the answer. People want to know why. That's the big question.
It looks really good.
The 3-part series, The Lesson is Murder, begins streaming tomorrow. It'll be available only on Hulu. And we should mention that all of the recreations for the series were shot in and around Portland. That's because Lone Wolf Media, which produced the series, is based in South Portland.
If you would like to watch the trailer or learn more about the series, just head to the 207 section of our app or our website.